repolarize. You guys like me so proud. But we need to be set up so that next nerve impulse can come down. So the sodium potassium pump, your job is to take 3 sodiums from inside. You got to do this at the same time. You got to pick up 3 sodiums, 3 yellow from the inside, 2 purple from the outside, and switch. But what's special about the pump? What do they need to work? ATP. So we need some ATP. Hold on, I got ATP.
Wait, you said 3. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, you know, this is why I want to be an ex-pump.
Well, if you all are good at your job, you all get energy later. If I can open that. Oh my gosh.
Wait, Miss Monk, I didn't hear exactly what you said, the pump. So you said 3 out and 3 in.
We're going to go.
Brian's got this.
Okay. Is anyone allergic to Skittles or can't eat them? Okay. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm also aware.
Well, you know, I was like, I usually get M&Ms. I'm like, no, I'll get Skittles for Grace. I'm like, oh, I bet she can't eat them. Am I right?
evidence more than I can.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay. Because I thought you couldn't have chocolate, but
I can't have hyperglycemia.
these probably way more than that.
Correct.
Okay, so the question was with the pumps. In order for the pumps to work, they have to eat 1 Skittle before they can work. Now the pumps are a little bit behind because these guys don't need energy. They're just counting and moving.
Is there like an announcer, like a broadcaster?
So you have to eat a Skittle.
Like
You're going to pick up 3 sodium
telling the game?
and 2 potassium and then switch. Well, remember the sodium, you're putting it back to where we start now. So you're taking the yellow, 3 yellow, and putting them outside, 2 purple, and putting them back inside. Yes. So you guys can't start. Remember, the action potential is moving down the neuron, right? And I'll kind of walk as we're going down there so you can see that action potential. It all starts at the beginning. Are you cheating to put those down? You're not supposed to count them already. All right, so you guys don't start until the action potential works your way down. Like, you guys are not going to be doing anything until it kind of travels out, right? Because the signal is going to be picked up by the dendrites, by this hairy spider. I got to tell you guys. Is that camera on?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'll tell y'all later. See, it's so light, you can't tell. Okay. I'm totally on video doing that now. Ooh, my turn red. Okay. All right. You're gonna have to edit that part out. I was sharing private parts. Huh? That's funny. All right. So right now we're starting out with more positive outside than inside. So we are polarized. When that big hairy spider jumps on that dendrite, it's going to stimulate it. The action potential is going to start. Sodium pumps open. Once you have 10 in, the potassium pumps open. Once you have 10 out, that triggers the sodium potassium pump. Now, if there's not enough, like 3 yellow and 2 purple outside to switch, you've got to wait until there's ions in there. So you guys kind of make sure when you don't throw these all over, but make sure that the sodium potassium pumps can reach the ions you're moving in and out, all right? And then that triggers the next sodium. And you guys are going to bring in 10. Once you bring in 10, the potassium takes out 10, and then that triggers our sodium potassium pumps, right? Bring in 2. Got to eat a candy every time because you require ATP, and then that keeps going on. Yes. Yes. Okay, we ready for the big hairy spider?
Okay, wait, hold on, we gotta get prepared with one. Y'all got one of these pills, take 3 other ones.
3 yellow
3
out.
yellow out,
Purple in.
2 purple in at the same time. Because the way this pump works, it's dual, like the door opens with 3 sodium and 2 potassium the other side, and then they switch. So you're doing it at the same time. Okay, you ready? Big hairy spider!
I love how they started moving so slow.
You gotta count. Count loud so they can hear when you hit 10.
4, 5, 6. Aren't they supposed to be working big?
That's all right. That's a good point. All right. But you guys don't stop. Oh, yeah. once the sodium potassium pumps start, you guys can start. You guys got to keep going, because you got to get everything set up. Keep doing 3 and 2 until you run out of pom poms.
But you have to just get away.
Yep.
Oh, they keep going.
Yep, they got to reset it. All right, they got their 10, so the potassium pump's open. But your sodium pumps keep working.
I don't have it over.
That triggers the sodium potassium pump. I got to come back down here. What are we? Oh, we're potassium.
Wait, I keep going.
Sodium potassium pump keeps going until everything's reset.
I don't think there's any graphics for me.
Okay, so then we move 10 out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Potassium pumps keep going until it's all reset.
I don't know where we're on. Only have 2 yellow.
Okay, that's a good point. No, that's gonna be a learning issue. Once we get, there's still sodium potassium pump that works on here. Okay, so notice we're not 100% set, but do we have a positive charge outside again? Yes. And negative charge inside? So in real life, this happens too. There's some sodium left inside, there's some potassium left outside. They will keep leaking in that concentration into that sodium potassium pump. They have to work all the time, even when the nerve's not being stimulated, to make sure we stay in this polarized state, right? That's why your nerve uses so much energy. It's not just to reset the system, it's also to make sure the nerve is always ready to go. Because those pumps don't require energy, it's concentration. If they're flowing in, we gotta make sure those pumps. Now, what did we notice about how fast the sodium potassium pumps are? Who are the last ones to finish? The pumps, right? They're a little bit slower. But remember, that's the refractory period. You can't stimulate a nerve twice really quick. You have to stimulate it, wait till it all goes and resets until it goes again. Make sense? You want to do it again? Yeah. Yes, Mrs. Monk, this was really fun. All right, so everyone reset. We really need a few more people. We could get your students down here to play because we're 1 pump short. Oops, sorry.
All right.
Okay. If you were a pump, you should switch places with someone, let someone else be a pump so they can get the scanning. You have to explain it. Oh, yeah, you're going to do it? Okay. You're going to sit right here next to Sophie.
All right.
Okay. No, I'm not going to explain it to you.
You guys are. Today. So, yeah.
10
I
for
did
a
it.
while.
So you have to wait.
Wait.
You have to wait
After I throw
10
10 yellow in, and then you take 10.
Okay.
Just when she starts, that's when you start counting.
Okay, what's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, thanks for playing with us. All right, Ryan, so this is a neuron. A neuron is a nerve cell, okay? And you guys are all part of the plasma membrane. And the yellow pom-poms represent what ion? Sodium, and the purple represent potassium. And even though they both have a positive charge, we have twice as many sodium outside. We have 600 sodium outside, and only 300 potassium inside. So we start with a slightly, what kind of charge outside? Positive outside and negative inside. And that is called being polarized. That's awesome. And then when the nerve is stimulated by a big hairy spider, by the smell of pumpkin pie, by bright light in your eyes, whatever it might be, that first sodium channel opens, and they then start bringing sodium in. Do you guys require energy?
Just see.
No. And when sodium comes in, then the charge changes to negative inside, sorry, positive inside, negative outside, and that is called depolarization. And then the potassium channels open and move the potassium back out, and that does what to our charge? Repolarize it, where we're positive again outside and negative inside, like we started. But we need to end up with all the yellow outside, all the sodium outside, potassium inside. So our pumps then kick in and move how many sodium out? 3. How many potassium in? 2. But what do you have to do first? You need energy in the form of ATP. My skills, right? And that triggers, as it keeps moving, once those pumps start, the new sodium channels open, Once they get going, the potassium channels open, which triggers the next set of pumps, which triggers the sodium channels, which triggers the potassium channels, which triggers the next set of pumps.
Wow.
Kind of cool, huh?
That's a lot.
But you know what? You see how long that takes us to do this? In a nerve, it's 1 to 2 milliseconds. Super fast. So let's try to go a little bit faster this time. Ready?
I love how
Alright,
she's
well,
looking at the two that started.
Yeah. Do we want to?
Yeah, you just take some.
Well, okay. So that everyone gets some Skittles. If you were a pump
No.
before, trade places with someone who wasn't a pump. We'll get set up and then we'll go again. So that everyone gets. You will all get candy in the end. Even is it Ryan?
Yeah.
Candy.
Put it,
You got.
case or something.
So, who wants to be a pump? I know Christina wants to be a pump.
Check her, check in the case.
You can save it for later. Oh, you can't eat. All right. You can eat. I forgot.
Christina, you can be one, just put it.
Here, take your, put your Skittles in your pocket. I'll give them their own Skittles. Okay. We got new pumps down here. Yeah, you keep your own Skittles. I'll give you your new ones.
Wait, forget what I did.
You put 10 yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like, wait, there's purple inside, but there's also the yellow. This is a dirty Skittle. Yeah. No red Okay, everyone knows what they're doing? You're a pump.
3 yellow.
At the same time. So you pick up 3 yellow in one hand, 2 purple in the other. You've eaten the candy though, because you need what? To work it out first. That's right. And then after you eat the candy, then you do that. Alright, so we're going to try to do this a little bit faster this time. I doubt if we could do it in 1 or 2 milliseconds, but we could do it faster than we did the first time. So ready? Big hairy spider. Alright, that triggers potassium pumps to open. Alright, you need to put those over there so she can reach them. See if there's not going to have anything to... Yes, you keep going. The sodium potassium pumps keep going. Alright, once the pumps kick in, our sodiums go. Kind of throw them down in front of you so the next pumps can reach them, ladies. Excellent. Once those sodium, then the potassium. All right, Callie, you're done. Once you went, you're done. Yep. Because the impulse is traveling down. And you can't go until everything's reset. Once that sodium pump goes, then the sodium's going. All right, I gotta be a pump back there.
3, 4.
All right, got it? Up. All right, we got some potassium pump. We're like an all right, excellent. That was a little bit faster. Notice we still have a couple sodium in, a couple potassium out. That really happens in the cell. All right. You can do it one more time.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this. All right, I like this.
Like bio.
Well, let's get set up and then I'll do it again. Okay. If you were a sodium potassium pump, switch with someone so someone else can get candy. What did I just use my pile of Skittles?
Here.
Okay?
Oh, do you want to be a pump?
Yeah, Ryan wants to earn some Skittles.
The real reason he did it.
He did it because he wanted to learn. Okay, Cal, you have a bit of outfit. You want to switch so you can get some candy?
Take the yellow out. Right here. 3 yellow out.
3 yellow out.
So you take 3 yellow out. Alright. Yellow and
Okay.
What's up? What's up? Scroll.
Okay, now, if you're not a pump, and you're just a channel, don't use Skittles, put them in your pocket till later, because you guys don't need it. You're good to go. You need to not a concentration rate.
Played hard. They're good. They're 2 and 4. They played both times. Right down there.
Okay, so I'm going to explain it all one more time so we can get it all on camera, and then we're going to do it faster this time, okay?
Oh, he's not recording? No, he is.
Yeah, but Okay, so what we have here is a neuron, and we have our yellow pom-poms that represent what ion? Sodium, and our purple pom-poms that represent potassium. But since we have twice as much sodium outside than inside, we have a slightly more positive charge outside and slightly more negative charge inside, and that is called being polarized. Awesome. As the stimulus hits the neuron, it's going to trigger our sodium channels to open, and they will start bringing sodium into the neuron through the plasma membrane, which triggers, once you get 10 in, the potassium channels to open, and they'll start taking potassium out through the membrane. And once 10 happens there, then our sodium potassium pump kicks in, and they require what to work? ATP. So they have to eat Skittle to give them energy, pick up 3 yellow sodium from inside, 2 purple potassium from outside, and change them at the same time. All right? And pumps keep going until all the yellow, there's no more, you can't pick up 3 yellow and 2 purple. So you guys keep going. You guys stop once the impulse moves down. Once the sodium potassium pumps start, then the sodium's able to go. All right? So you don't have to wait till they're 100% done. Did you hear me, Xander? Okay. So you're going to start right as the pumps start, you guys start. Once you guys get 10 in, then you guys start. Once you get 10 in, then the pumps start. Once the pumps start, you guys start. And the impulse travels all the way down. This happens in the body in 1 to 2 milliseconds. All right? So we start out polarized. As the sodium comes in, it changes the charge. So we're positive inside, negative outside. That's called depolarization. But our sodium then starts flowing out, and that's going to repolarize us. That means we're back to positive outside, negative inside. But we need to reset, and that's the job of the sodium potassium pump. The nerve cannot receive another impulse until we're back to this setup, back to the starting point. And that's why we need the sodium potassium pumps. And they work very hard transferring all this, so they require lots of energy. This is why you need so many calories in a day. It's not just for muscle movement, which does use a lot of ATP, but even when you're sleeping, your neurons are always working. Your brain's working, it's triggering your heart to pump, it's triggering you to breathe, so you need lots and lots of energy in the form of ATP for this to work. Are we ready? Yeah. Okay, ready? Big hairy spider crawls on your arm. So we are depolarizing right now. The sodium channels stop, the potassium channels open to repolarize us. And then the sodium potassium pump kicks in to reset the neuron. And notice the impulse keeps going down. The sodium channels are again depolarizing. Once the potassium channels open, we're repolarizing. This happens all the way down the neuron. And then our sodium potassium pumps kick in. They are kicking in. And that triggers the sodiums to go. Once that pump goes, our sodium goes. And again, it's depolarizing there. The potassium kicks in to repolarize, and our pump has to reset. Now notice, all the channels are done. The pumps are still working. That's the refractory period. That's the time to reset the neuron. Keep going, pump, until you got no more that you could transfer. You eat candy every time, Ryan?
Oh, you're supposed to.
You need energy. Come on, you guys. Explain it to him. He's a new guy.
I'm a new guy.
He's a new sodium potassium pump.
Why don't you look at that?
There's a few more over.
Okay. Excellent.
Wait, how is that possible?
How's what possible?
There's no yellow. Yeah, there's no sodium.
I don't know. Someone might have miscounted. All right, wait, Ryan, you gotta stop. You can't bring in the purple without taking out the yellow.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It's a 3 to 2 ratio. How many sodium does he have to move out, ladies? 3. And how many potassium in? 2. And it happens at the same time, and every time he should eat a Skittle because you require a lot of energy. See, he's learning. He's not in class. He's learning. All right, excellent job. Anyone got the time?
It's 8:11.
Oh, yeah. Who hasn't been a pump? Do we have people who haven't been a pump yet? Everyone's got Skittles, that candy Skittles? You could take a pack. Heal. All right, well, I think we need to do it one more time because Brian didn't really do his job correctly. I mean, you're a new guy. Hey, he just learned this today. We've been talking about this for like 3 days in class. So. All right, one more time. Are we all reset? Grab those potassium. All right, looks good. You guys, do you have Skittles left, Ryan?
I do have Skittles.
Okay, do you have, all the pumps have Skittles left? All righty. I need a student to explain this all and to earn an expert Skittles.
No, please let him try.
I would love to see his explanation. I would. I'd love to hear.
Okay,
All right.
we're gonna let Ryan explain it.
Sweet.
Put your Skittles in your pocket for later. And I'm not gonna correct him. So if he explains it wrong, you guys have to correct him. So you go good to be the hairy spider.
All right. Okay. So like the pumps take, what are these called?
Potassium.
They take potassium out. And what are those things? They take potassium out and then sodium comes back in.
Is that right?
3-to-2 ratio.
But what are the numbers before the
Oh, forward.
Yeah. He's like, I was only paying attention to my job.
He's trying to look at you, he's like,
Potassium goes out, pumps do 3 to 2.
So sodium goes in,
Uh-huh.
and the potassium goes out, and the pumps work. 1-to-1 ratio. 3-to-2. There you go. Is that it?
What do the pumps do to work?
Potassium and sodium.
What are the
Oh, 18.
There you go.
When the potassium comes in,
Yeah.
and it's just potassium in, what's the charge, or what's the...
3-to-2.
Not quite.
2-to-1.
Not
no,
quite.
The charge, the charge. Is it polarized, depolarized,
Depolarized.
repolarized? So when the potassium comes in, there's more potassium on the inside,
Yeah.
there's less on the outside. So it's going to be depolarized. Now, when you take out sodium, right? Potassium, thank you. Take out potassium, now potassium. What's the charge now?
Depolarized. Wait. Yeah. You had polarized version.
Okay, let's, I think
Right
you're
now.
confusing.
Yeah. Right
Right
now.
now, we are, help them out, ladies. Polarized. We have positive outside, negative inside. When the sodium pumps start first, when the sodium comes in, we now positive inside, negative outside. So what's the opposite of polarized? And then when the potassium moves out, again, so if you polarize again, you polarize, depolarize, repolarize, and then pump those back.
A lot.
Yeah, it is. You're doing great. All right, whenever you're ready.
I gotta yell. I gotta do it.
Yeah,
Yell.
you can do whatever. You don't have to be a spider.
Right? Whatever would stimulate a nerve.
An ant?
Yeah.
An ant crawling up.
You have to really like own that ant. You
Get
gotta
into
be the ant.
character. You gotta become the ant.
A tiny ant.
Just become an ant.
You're-
It
you
could
pick
be a
what kind of
giant
ant you
ant, it could be a small ant, it could be a fire ant, whatever you like.
It could be a
Okay, so like, do I just crawl or something?
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm an ant crawling on your arm. Go.
Anyone going to Akron U for the Junior Achievement Conference, please report to the Commons. Anybody going to Akron U for the Junior Achievement Conference, please report to the Commons. Thank you.
You have to keep crawling down.
Oh no, he says.
Oh, you don't stay, well, you
can
can
impulse
crawl
it.
down. Yeah.
we all just start thinking about problem.
Five, 6, 7.
I know, it's not a show.
They're kind of hard.
All right, I got enough.
It's like twisty, I don't make no sense.
I'm waiting for my face. All right, excellent job. You guys did a great job, and thank you for teaching Ryan. Do you feel educated now? All right. You get an extra bag of Skittles for being doing
Bag
so
of
well.
ATP.
Okay. No. I don't know. Oh,